Welcome my channel. Today let's explore. From the aftermath of the Second World War to the dawn of the space age, small copper coins quietly changed hands in every corner of America. These were the wheat pennies, modest in value, rich in history. Today, we trace the legacy of 7 such coins from 1946, 1951, 1952, 1956, 1957, and 1958, each bearing the iconic wheat reverse and the humble face of President Abraham Lincoln. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny stands as a modest yet meaningful artifact of American numismatic history. Though it may seem like just another small coin, this copper cent tells a story rooted in the social, economic, and political atmosphere of the post-World War II United States. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the broader Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the first time a real historical figure had appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. Features: a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Inscriptions: "In God We Trust" arches over Lincoln's head. "Liberty" is placed behind him, and the date 1951 appears to the right of his profile. 2 stylized wheat ears curve along the sides, a design element that gives the coin its nickname, Wheat Penny. The inscriptions read 1 cent and United States of America, with a pluribus unum arching across the top. The 1951 Lincoln cent was struck during a period of stability and economic growth in post-war America. The Korean War had just begun in 1950, and the United States was becoming increasingly involved in international affairs during the early Cold War years. At home, the economy was expanding, and inflation was relatively low, so the value and purchasing power of a cent was still significant. There were 3 main mints involved in the production of the 1951 wheat penny: Philadelphia Mint, No. Mint Mark 1951, Denver Mint, Mint Mark D, 1951D, San Francisco, Mint Mark S, 1951S, 1951, Philadelphia, 284,576,000 S, 1951D, Denver, 625,355,000, 1951S, San Francisco, 136,000, 10,000. As you can see, the Denver Mint produced the highest number, making the 1951D relatively more common. These coins were used in everyday transactions and often show wear. Key signs include flattened details on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline, weakening of the wheat ears and lettering on the reverse, toning or dark brown coloration due to oxidation of the copper, never used in commerce, typically preserved by collectors. Key features include sharp details and luster, little to no signs of wear on high points, red-brown, or brown color designations based on the state of the original copper surface. Red, RD, full original copper color. Red-brown, RB, partial original luster with some brown oxidation. Brown, BN, mostly or entirely brown due to oxidation. The condition and color designation can drastically affect the coin's value, especially in mint state, MS grade certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Material, 95% copper. Cent tin and zinc weight, 3.11 grams diameter, 19 millimeters edge. Plain. This composition was typical for pennies minted before 1982, when the composition changed to primarily zinc due to rising copper prices. In circulated condition, the 1951 wheat penny is considered common and is often found in bulk penny lots or old collections. Circulated, 005 to 050. Uncirculated, MS60, MS65. $1 to $10, MS65 plus. Red, 25 to 50 plus. Proof coins. No official proof coins were issued in 1951, but very high-grade examples are prized. Errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or repunched mint marks can significantly raise the value. The 1951 Lincoln wheat penny remains popular among collectors, especially those working to complete a wheat cent set, which spans from 1909 to 1958. While not particularly rare, its charm lies in its history and its part in the larger story of American coinage. The wheat reverse design was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse, marking the sesquicentennial, 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1951 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just a copper cent. It's a window into a different era of American history. Whether you find one in pocket change or inherit it from a family collection, it's a small, tangible piece of the 20th century that continues to fascinate collectors and historians alike. Its enduring legacy lies not in its monetary value, but in its connection to American ideals, craftsmanship, and memory. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny, often casually referred to as a Liberty Wheat Penny, due to the prominent word Liberty on the obverse, is one of the final issues of the iconic Wheat Cent series. Minted during the waning years of the wheat reverse design, this coin carries both historical and collectible significance. It not only represents the last full year of the wheat ear reverse, but also closes a significant chapter in the legacy of U.S. coinage. The Lincoln Wheat Cent was introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse. Its creation marked the centennial of Lincoln's birth and coincided with growing appreciation for the 16th president's legacy. For nearly 50 years, from 1909 to 1958, the Lincoln Wheat Penny circulated widely in the United States. The coin's reverse side depicted two stylized ears of durum wheat, framing the denomination, and the words, United States of America. This agrarian imagery reflected America's rural and agricultural roots in the early 20th century. By the late 1950s, the U.S. Mint was preparing to transition to a new reverse design, one that would feature the Lincoln Memorial starting in 1959, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Obverse, front, features a right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word Liberty, and to the right is the year 1958, often followed by a mint mark, D or no mark for Philadelphia. Reverse, back, shows two wheat ears flanking the text 1 cent and United States of America. At the top is E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one. Designer, Victor D. Brenner. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at 2 mints. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Mintage, approximately 252,525,000 Denver Mint. Mint mark D. Mintage, approximately 800,933,300. This makes the 1958 D penny significantly more common in circulation. No coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint during this year, as it had stopped producing cents after 1955. These pennies entered general circulation immediately after their minting and were used daily across all regions of the United States. Due to the high mintage, over 1 billion coins in total, the 1958 Wheat Penny was commonplace, easily found in pocket change well into the 1960s and even 1970s. The majority of these coins remained in circulation for decades, wearing down over time. By the late 20th century, most circulated examples had become well-worn and had lost any numismatic premium. Though proof coins were not struck in 1958, many uncirculated examples were saved by collectors anticipating the end of the wheat design. These coins, often stored in rolls or original bank bags, can still be found in brilliant red, red-brown, or brown color grades. Red, RD, bright, original mint luster, most valuable. Red-brown, RB, partial original luster with some oxidation. Brown BN, fully toned, typical of circulated coins. High-grade, uncirculated 1958 and 1958 D cents, especially those graded MS65 and above by PCGS or NGC, are more desirable to collectors. The 1958 double-die obverse penny is one of the rarest and most valuable U.S. coins. Only 3 examples are confirmed to exist. This error shows clear doubling of the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and 1958 on the obverse. It is believed to have originated from a rare die variety in Philadelphia. One of these rare coins has sold for over $1 million at auction, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever. Due to the enormous mintage numbers and national distribution, the 1958 Wheat Penny was circulated across all 50 U.S. states and territories. Its presence was felt in banks, stores, and households from New York to California, and Alaska to Florida. As with most cents of the era, distribution was more concentrated in urban centers, where banking systems moved coins more efficiently. The Denver Mint coins, 1958D, were more commonly found in the western and central U.S., while Philadelphia coins were more prevalent in the east. However, over time, both types intermingled freely in circulation. Circulated, typically worth 1 to 10 cents depending on condition. Uncirculated, red MS63 to MS65, worth $3 to $10 higher for premium grades. MS67 Plus, certified red, may bring $100–500 or more, especially with strong eye appeal. 1958 DDO, up to 1,000 plus, depending on condition and provenance. Most 1958 and 1958D wheat pennies are common and affordable, making them a great entry point for new collectors. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a copper coin, it's a tangible piece of American history. As the final regular issue wheat reverse cent, it bridges the past with the modern numismatic era. For collectors, historians, and everyday Americans, it remains a symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy and the ever-evolving story of U.S. coinage. Whether discovered in a pocket, inherited in a collection, or graded in a case, the 1958 Wheat Penny remains a beloved classic that tells a story of tradition, change, and remembrance. The 1956 Wheat Penny, Lincoln cent. Coin name, Lincoln Wheat Cent, commonly referred to as the Wheat Penny. Year of minting, 1956, no mint mark. Minted in Philadelphia, 1956, D. Minted in Denver. Designer, Victor David Brenner, obverse. Design, portrait of Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the United States, reverse design. 2 stalks of wheat bordering the words 1 cent and United States of America. Metal composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc diameter, 19.05 odometer weight, 3.11 grams. The 1956 Wheat Penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin is one of the last years of the wheat reverse design, which was used from 1909 to 1958. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial design, aligning with the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Therefore, the 1956 penny represents the late era of a classic American coin design. The Cold War was intensifying. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. The U.S. economy was booming post-World War II. Coin collecting gained popularity in the 1950s, making even contemporary pennies of interest to collectors. 1956, Philadelphia. Approx. 420, 745,000, 1956 D, Denver. Approx. 398,201,100. Together, these account for over 1.5 billion coins minted in 1956, making it a high mintage year. These coins were not rare when struck, though condition and strike variety can affect value today. The 1956 penny was circulated throughout the United States, particularly in urban centers and the growing post-war suburbs. These coins were commonly found in daily commerce and used for small transactions. Some circulated overseas through U.S. military bases and aid programs, though less commonly. Coins that were used in daily commerce, often showware, especially on Lincoln's cheek and jawline, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Value, typically 1 to 5 cents depending on where coins that were never used, retain full luster. Graded on the Sheldon scale, MS60, MS70, MS60, MS63, basic uncirculated coins, minor contact marks, MS64, MS66, high-quality examples with better strike and fewer flaws. MS67 Plus, premium quality, quite rare and highly collectible. Value in uncirculated. Condition as of 2024, 1956, no mint mark. MS-60, 1, $. MS-65, 6 $. MS-67, 60 plus, 1956, D, MS-60, M, 0.75 MS-65, 5 $. MS-67, 45 plus, values may vary based on grading authority and market trends. Some 1956 pennies, especially from the Denver Mint, may display die errors or doubling, including, these are rare, and collectors pay a premium for well-documented examples. The 1956 Wheat Penny remains a popular entry point for coin collectors. It's affordable, widely available, and rich in historical significance. As one of the final issues of the wheat cent design, it serves as a bridge between classic and modern U.S. coinage. Even in circulated condition, it's cherished by hobbyists, while high-grade examples are often slabbed and certified by third-party graders like PCGS or NGC. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, often referred to by collectors as a wheat cent, is a part of one of the most iconic series in U.S. coinage. While not exceptionally rare, it is a coin rich in post-war history, economic transition, and numismatic significance. Minted just after World War II, this coin holds a symbolic place in American history, representing hope, stability, and the return to peace. Features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The word liberty appears on the left side. The date 1946 is on the right side. The motto, "In God We Trust," arcs above Lincoln's head, shows 2 wheat stalks curving inward from the edges, hence the name Wheat Penny. Center text, 1 cent above United States of America. Top, E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one. The year 1946 marks the first full year after the end of World War II. The U.S. economy was shifting from a war economy to a consumer-driven peacetime economy. The mint returned to using copper, bronze for the penny, as opposed to the zinc-coated steel used in 1943 during wartime metal rationing. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc weight, 3.11 grams, diameter, 19.05 millimeter. This change was symbolic, a return to normalcy. In 1946, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at 3 U.S. mint locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark, the largest mintage. Denver, D mint mark, located in Colorado. San Francisco, S mint mark, located in California. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 991,655,000 coins, Denver. D, 315,690,000 coins, San Francisco. S, 198,100,000 coins. These coins were circulated widely across the United States, with the Philadelphia coins being the most common. Coins from the Denver and San Francisco mints were more regional in their initial distribution, but eventually spread nationwide. These coins were used in everyday commerce. They show signs of wear, flattened details, loss of original luster, possible nicks or discoloration. Most 1946 pennies found today are circulated, as they were produced in high numbers and heavily used. These have never entered general circulation. Graded on the Sheldon scale, MS-60, MS-70, based on their condition. An MS-65 plus red coin, full red luster with minimal marks, can command much higher values. Uncirculated 1946 pennies are common in rolls or mint sets preserved by collectors. Color classification for uncirculated Lincoln cents: red, RD, full original. Mint red luster, most valuable. Red-brown, RB, partial red and brown coloration. Brown, BN, fully brown toned from oxidation. While not rare, the condition and mint mark greatly influence value. Common value, 0.05, 0.20, MS-60, 0.75, $1.50, MS-65, red, 5, 15 plus. San Francisco and Denver mint marks are slightly more desirable than Philadelphia due to lower mintage. The 1946 Wheat Penny is not a key date, but it remains popular among beginners building a Lincoln cent collection. historians interested in post-war America, coin enthusiasts attracted by its affordability and vintage appeal. The Wheat Penny series, 1909-1958, is one of the most collected coin series in the U.S. and is often the gateway to numismatics for many collectors. The Lincoln Wheat cent holds the title of the longest-running design for a U.S. cent and the only coin at the time to feature a real person, Abraham Lincoln, introduced in 1909 to honor his 100th birthday. The 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just an old coin. It's a post-war artifact, a piece of American heritage, and a symbol of stability during a time of global transition. While it may not hold great monetary value, its historical and cultural significance, especially in uncirculated condition, makes it a treasured piece in many collections. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a cherished coin among numismatists and American history enthusiasts alike. It was minted during the post-World War II era, at a time when the United States was transitioning into a period of prosperity and technological advancement. The coin reflects not only the economic and political context of the early 1950s, but also a continuation of one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures like Lady Liberty. Obverse, front, features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Reverse, back. Until 1958, the reverse featured two wheat stalks flanking the denomination and the words, 1 cent, United States of America, hence the term Wheat Penny. In God We Trust above Lincoln's head, liberty to his left. The date, 1952, and mint mark, if any, to the right. The Wheat Penny design was meant to reflect simplicity, dignity, and the agricultural backbone of the nation at the time. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted at 3 different U.S. mint facilities. Mintage, 186, 75,000 coins. Denver, D mint mark. Mintage, 130,000 coins. Most common of the 1952 Wheat Pennies. Mintage, 800,000 coins, each mint produced. Coins of the same design, but coins from Denver and San Francisco can be identified by their respective mint marks just below the date. Composition: 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight 3.11 grams, diameter 19.05 millimeter, 75 inches. Edge: plain. This alloy composition remained standard until 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched to a zinc core with copper plating due to rising copper prices. Most 1952 Lincoln cents were used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear. Common issues include loss of detail in Lincoln's hair, flat wheat stalks, and general surface discoloration. A well-circulated coin typically holds minimal collector value, 1 to 10 cents, unless it's in extremely fine EF or about uncirculated AU condition. These coins were never used in commerce and retain their original mint luster. Mint state. MS grades range from MS60 to MS70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. An MS65 1952D or 1952S Wheat Penny may fetch $10 to $25, while high-end specimens with red coloration, RD, can command significantly more. Proof coins. While no official proof coins were struck in 1952, brilliant examples from mint sets may appear proof-like due to strong dies and excellent striking conditions. In terms of geography, the 1952 Lincoln cents were distributed nationwide. Being minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco ensured comprehensive coverage across the eastern, central, and western United States. Philadelphia Mint served the northeastern U.S. Denver Mint, supplied much of the Midwest and Great Plains. San Francisco Mint focused on the western states and Pacific territories. Because of the extremely high mintage, these coins became an everyday part of life across the nation, used in buying everything from soda to stamps. Some 1952 Wheat pennies exhibit minor minting errors, which can make them more desirable to collectors. Look out for double dies, doubling in the date or lettering repunched mint marks, RPM, where the mint mark was stamped more than once. These errors, depending on visibility and rarity, can greatly enhance a coin's value. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny holds sentimental and historical value. While common in lower grades, it is part of the larger wheat cent series, 1909-1958, which many collectors aim to complete. Educational value offers a tangible way to explore mid-20th century American history and economics. Collectability, even though it's not rare, condition-sensitive examples are highly sought after. Starter coin, ideal for new collectors due to its affordability and widespread availability. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny is more than just a small piece of copper. It's a window into the American post-war era, a symbol of continuity, and a tribute to one of the nation's greatest presidents. Whether found in a forgotten coin jar or stored carefully in a collector's folder, it remains an enduring emblem of American coinage history. The year 1957, the United States was caught between the shadows of World War II and the tensions of the Cold War. It was a time of optimism, of rapid growth, and of shifting ideals. Amidst this backdrop, millions of Americans carried a small but familiar object in their pockets, a coin that symbolized not just monetary value, but the enduring spirit of a nation. This was the Lincoln Wheat penny, specifically the 1957 edition. To understand the 1957 penny, we must go back to 1909, the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was then that the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, making it the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse bore Lincoln's portrait, stoic, strong, and unyielding. The reverse was simple but symbolic. Two sheaves of wheat arched along the sides, representing prosperity and the bounty of the American heartland. This reverse design gave rise to the coin's popular nickname, the Wheat penny. Fast forward to 1957. The Lincoln Wheat penny was nearing the end of its design run. Just 1 year later, in 1958, the wheat stalks would be replaced by the now familiar Lincoln Memorial. In 1957, two main variants were struck. 1957, Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. 1957 D, Denver Mint, marked with a D. Combined, over 1.3 billion of these pennies were minted, 282 million from Philadelphia, and nearly 1 billion from Denver. These numbers reflect not only the coin's widespread use, but the robust economic activity of post-war America. The 1957 Wheat penny was minted in two primary locations: Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the nation's first mint, responsible for countless coins over the centuries. The Philadelphia Mint struck the no mint mark 1957 penny. Denver, Colorado, established. In 1906, the Denver Mint took on a more prominent role in the 20th century, especially for mass circulation. The 1957 D penny was produced here in great numbers. There were no San Francisco or proof mintings of the 1957 penny, as the West Coast facility had ceased penny production for that era. The 1957 penny was minted for everyday use, found in candy shops, gas stations, diners, and banks across America. It was a time when a single penny could still buy a piece of gum, contribute to a phone call, or fill the gap in a piggy bank. As these coins circulated, they picked up stories, traveled in lunchboxes and glove compartments, and passed from generation to generation. Worn and tarnished, the circulated versions tell tales of daily American life. They feature smooth edges, faded wheat stalks, and sometimes the evidence of corrosion or grime, yet they remain beloved to collectors for their humble authenticity. While billions were struck, uncirculated 1957 pennies, especially those still in their original mint luster, have become prized among collectors. These coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, with MS mint state grades ranging from 60 to 70. A 1957 D Lincoln Wheat penny in MS 65 red condition, for instance, can command a modest premium due to its brilliant copper shine and pristine preservation. In contrast, Circulated specimens may only be worth a few cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. Interestingly, 1957 pennies were also included in U.S. mint sets and coin rolls preserved by collectors in paper wrappers. Some of these rolls remain unopened to this day, tantalizing collectors with the prospect of flawless mint-state coins. Among the millions produced, a few error coins slipped through. Double-die obverses, where lettering or the date appears slightly doubled. BIE errors, a small die break between the B and E in Liberty. Though not common, these variants are of significant interest to error coin collectors and can fetch higher prices, especially in uncirculated condition. By 1958, the Wheat Pennies era was ending. The design would give way to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, a modernization reflecting the architectural monument to the president himself. But the 1957 penny stands near the end of an important numismatic chapter. It is a bridge between the early 20th century coinage and the modern age. For many, it represents a time when American values were engraved not just in documents and speeches, but in copper coins carried by all. Whether tarnished by time or preserved in perfection, the 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny endures as more than currency. It is a token of memory, history, and identity. 1 cent, yes, but worth far more in the eyes of those who remember, collect, and honor its legacy. So next time you find a 1957 Wheat Penny in a drawer, a coin jar, or an antique shop, pause. You're holding a small yet powerful piece of American history.